Right, so, Disney Speedstorm Season 3 has come to an end. The newest and last season chapter is released today. I'm going to play it later over on Twitch. But what I wanted to do is I've got three videos I want to make before the next season starts, before we start getting the rollover to Aladdin characters. Very excited for Season 4, what that's going to bring to the game. Some exciting events got dropped today, actually. I'm very interested to take a look at, but again, that's something I'm going to do over on Twitch. Today, what I want to do for this video specifically is I want to take a look at, similarly with what I do for the tier list videos. I wanted to make a more tight, more succinct video for the top 5 characters in the game. In my opinion, this isn't like collaborated with a load of other content creators. This is taking my personal opinion, what I've gotten, who has gotten me the furthest in Disney Speedstorm. This is my personal top 5. You may find that this list is similar to what a lot of other players will have, mostly because I think there's a lot of overlap. The current meta in the game is something that cannot really be ignored. I've tried to play a little bit on the outskirts of it. Like, for me, I've been putting a lot of time into Beast. Is Beast on the list, one of the characters I'm going to talk about today? No. But I think number 5, and I'm not really going to do this in much of an order, but if I were to say number 5, I'd say Sully is definitely up there for me. He's definitely. I think I'm gonna put that skin on.
I rocked it out there.
But yeah, Sully is
Yeah.
insanely good.
Kind of went for it.
He went from being the worst character in the game to being a contender for S tier. He's a contender for, like, the best character in the game, I think. And the thing is, with all of the top 5, it's not really like a separated top 5. I think every character in my top 5 anyway, they're all kind of interchangeable. You can put any character anywhere. The thing that lets Sully down is his handling. His handling is pretty bad. If we go over to his stats here, yeah, his handling isn't great. He's got an excellent top speed, pretty good acceleration now with the crew members that I've got. But yeah, I think he's got the highest top speed in the game and a very good combat stat. He has a very good unique ability as well. His unique ability will stun everyone around him, and even if it doesn't hit anyone, if we look at his unique ability here, yeah, instantly replenish the boost bar, get more boost fuel for each affected opponent. Yeah, see, the size doesn't change from 4 to 5 star, it's just the amount of charge that you will get for each boost. It doesn't look like there's much change at all, but it'll probably look better in game than it does just on text. But yeah, Sully is number 5. He's very, very good. He's very, very good. If you put stuff into Sully way back in Season 1 and you're a bit disappointed with his performance, then I think now you can like feel pride in putting stuff into Sully. I think there's also a similar thing to talk about with Pete. Pete is very, very good. His stats are very similar to Sully, and I think he can get even better than Sully, because at the moment he's kind of on par with him, if not better, because his unique stuns so much. The stun on his unique is so good. And I think he could easily become the best brawler in the game. The top meta is mostly brawlers. And that's because stunning is so good in the game at the moment. To the point where there is a call for nerfs. And I'm in that. I'm calling for nerfs as well. I'm also calling for buffs of characters that are very bad at the moment. There are no unusable characters, but there are characters that are pretty close. But we're not going to talk about. We're going to talk about those in a different video. This is just for who are the best, and what makes Pete the best is this here. And it's this. Pete starts spinning a boat wheel on top of his head for a short period of time while throwing ink blobs in all directions. The wheel and ink blobs stun opponents they hit. The amount of ink blobs and the range that they can go is crazy. Hundreds. I think like you actually end up putting like 40 blobs down. And it will just get even more. A long period of time. The longest distance forward, the wheel and ink trail will stun opponents. They hit. There's no use really doing that. It's all in this. And yeah, it's a very good skill put on a character with pretty high stats. And a high combat stat as well, which will do a lot for it as well. I think another character we have to talk about is Buzz. Buzz is in contention for best character in the game, I think. I'm going to apply that.
I'd call that a success.
I'm going to apply this as well. Buzz is in contention for best character in the game. Again, all of these characters have very similar stats. Handling is less important in the current meta. And I think just because Buzz has such high top speed, you're not going to catch him even if he hits a wall or two. You're not catching him. And the thing that makes Buzz so good is this. Buzz fires a giant firework rocket backwards. The rocket moves chaotically, stunning everyone along the way, while Buzz makes a dash forward for the longest distance. This is insane. And the reason this is insane is because you can make up so much ground doing it. This is okay if you're falling behind, but this, if you're in front, this is as good as Mike's doors, if not better, because you don't have to go into a door to get it. And obviously, in a racing game where speed is king, being able to go fast and being able to make up as much ground and being able to basically up your top speed to like in the 200s, in the 250s. I think I've reached 300 miles per hour with this skill. It's insane. It is the best unique skill in the game. The only thing that's keeping Buzz back is his handling. But like I said, if you're hitting a couple walls, but you're making up that much ground, it doesn't matter. It really does not matter. I think we need to talk about Stitch as well. Stitch is also borderline best character in the game. I think I put him at the top for me, and I've only just gotten him to 4 stars. I'm nowhere near getting him to 5 stars yet, but he is still doing insanely well. And again, it's this. Stitch becomes invulnerable and starts shooting randomly for an even longer period of time, stunning opponents on hit. It's so good. It's such a good skill. You're not stunning them for that long, but you're hitting everyone surrounding you at least twice. If they have a green shield, you're hitting them at least once. It's so good. It's such a good skill. Such a good skill. Yeah, I think Stitch is easily in contention for best character in the game. And if you see this guy in a ranked match, you're not winning. Whoever's playing the Stitch is winning. Yeah. And his stats are very good. For a character with such a good unique skill, his stats are really, really good. Great boost, great handling, average top speed, but his acceleration is amazing. So yeah, he's doing really, really well. Yeah, I think Stitch is insane, and he's easily the best Lilo and Stitch character, as he should be, and he's easily one of the best characters in the game, and he's definitely like a speedster you should put all of your upgrade materials in. And finally, I think we still have to have a conversation about Mike. The doors, it is all in the doors. It is all in the doors. Spawn one door in front of you. When you enter the door, it teleports you forward a very long distance. When an opponent enters the door, it teleports them back a very long distance. And here is spawn 2 doors further down the track. When you enter a door, it teleports you forward a very long distance. When an opponent enters the door, it teleports them back a very long distance. This is the best skill in the game still, and it makes Mike still insanely good. The only thing that makes that skill bad and that is holding Mike back is that it's not guaranteed that you will get in the door. But 9 times out of 10, you're getting in the door. And if you get in the door, it's just a cheat code. Basically, it's a cheat code. Mike is a cheat code for the game. He has been a cheat code for the game since like day one. He's been a cheat code for the game since season 1, and we're now looking into season 4, and I don't see a character getting much better than him. I think Mike will always be good. Mike will always be meta because it's a racing game. Speed is king. Being able to cut the track in half, basically, multiple times, will always be insane, will always be a great thing. The only counter to Mike, and I think is the reason why Stitch exists, is destroying the doors. The only counter is destroying the doors, and the easiest way to do that is with Stitch, and with his ult, with his unique skill. And that's why I think it's a constant back and forth between Stitch and Mike, who is the best character in the game. I think Stitch slightly outs it because people are finding weaknesses to Mike, and I think the game needs to introduce a weakness for Stitch. Because Stitch doesn't have a weakness at the moment. He doesn't. So I think Stitch is, in my opinion, Stitch is best character in the game. If I had to curate a list of who I think is an honorable mention for the top 5, like characters that would be in the top 10, I think Jessie belongs in the top 10. I think Steamboat Mickey belongs in the top 10. I think Belle probably belongs in the top 10. I think there's an argument for Jumba to be in the top 10. There is probably argument if you put a lot of time and effort into him. Baloo is definitely, I think, top 10 character, and I think Angel is a top 10 character as well. Everyone else just kind of floats a middle ground, and I think there's a lot of character. There are a few characters that need buffs or need something, and I'll talk about those characters in a future video. But as for right now, those are the top 5 characters, in my opinion, that are the best in the game. I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you don't, if you think there's another character that maybe was in my honorable mentions, if you think there's another character that that belongs in the top 10 that I didn't mention, if there's a character in my top 10, in my top 5 that you think doesn't belong there, then let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.